we are talking about the true light, the true north. True meaning there's also a false north, we can get off of track. We can be looking for, we don't have the compass, we can be like, this is the true north, but it's not. So we might just be led astray on different things. That is what the true light represents. True awakening, true connection, and kind of total relaxation. Like we can find relaxation within techniques or drugs or, channelings or different stuff. But the teaching has to kind of come from true light and from that source. So the person that kind of gives the teachings has to kind of come from the true light of this time. It's also time related. When we just go back into thousands of years back, we're kind of worshiping a light or a north. The energy is not the same in the past that it is now. That's why the true teacher comes in once in a while to re-establish the true light onto earth and to bring new teachings so that people can kind of, get their compass straight. That is kind of the awakening happening, is that there is kind of a shaking because people are not really connected to the true light anymore. We've been gotten lost. Our compasses have gradually been twisted and distorted. So we're not looking for the true north. So that is like where the teacher, the gatekeeper, the gate finder, the way keeper, the pointer towards the light will show you how to connect with it inside. When you just connect with, many people feel kind of awakened or enlightened or realized or different things or feel connected to something, but that still is kind of unconscious, because if you don't have the teaching, if you don't have the true teaching, the true teacher, the true light, then we are still kind of not able to, we can say, do what I did, but for some, there will be a sense of a clarity in any teaching. So any teaching works. Every book, every channeling, every drug can work for some. But then for others, it could just lead them astray unless it's kind of connected to the true light that is there. So that's where we kind of easily can be just kind of caught off guard and not realizing that there is an energy source, and how we get to our energy source kind of depends on the carrier of the book you're writing, or the teaching, or the meditation, or the drugs. Like what is the source of this light, or the teaching, or the awakening that you're experiencing? So that can be confusing, as we just think that everything is the same, and we just hunt and chase after techniques, and we're gonna hack it. It's like a biohack kind of. It's like an enlightenment hack. It's like a light hack. We're just going to hack it because we want to avoid the drama. We try to avoid teachers. We want to avoid the masculine. We want to avoid the feminine. We want to avoid truth. So we keep everybody's hunting and creating their own things, which can seem great, but it has to also be based off of truth. It has to be based off of true light. It has to be directed towards the true north. And at some times, the whole world, our bodies, everything is aligned with true north. And other times we're not aligned towards true north. That's where more drama happens in the world, and that's where the world is shook, and more disease and more stuff happens, because we're not aligned towards the true north. So that is kind of the interesting time of now, is that we're getting aligned towards the true north again, the true light. So we have that's why a lot of people are seeking old teachings and old, pyramids and the law of one, or many things that we tried to find the true north, true light in the past. Well, it will always come into the now again. The teacher will come into the now. The true light will come into the now. And that's what's happening. That's what people feel. There's a vibration. There was like a mist this morning. That's what, because the energy is starting to get wamped up. It's starting to awaken. It's starting to become alive again. And then if we don't relax and trust in this process, trust in the teacher, trust in the light, we can just wanting to just chase after. We want to control it. Well, we want to take ownership over it instead of just trusting and letting the light flow through you, letting the light come to you, letting the teacher come through you, letting the energy connect. Then we realize that we are all connected, and then that is how we can communicate. That's how we communicate through the internet, through everywhere. We are connecting through the connection of energy. That's when you can be connected anywhere. And then you have to dare to say yes to being taught, yes to receiving, yes to connecting, and yes to realizing the enlightenment and peace of the teaching. So that is kind of where we are now. It is a holiday in America, and yeah, it is. Suddenly there's like 62 degrees here outside of Chicago. So it's literally like suddenly the first day of spring, or it was yesterday, but it literally came in today after like the mist hitting. It was just like yesterday. It was just the energy came in, and then but you could sense it's just the energy awakened so much stuff. Like everybody's like watching media, getting triggered from a lot of stuff, getting drama coming in. But then today, like all this energy had come up, this mist, this connection. It's like the movie Frozen, when that mist comes in, it's like life. And then the energy is filled here, and then it evaporates, and then suddenly the sun just enters like it is now. You see the light just hitting my face. So it is a glorious day to be alive into the energy of light, the true light, the true north, the true teacher, the true teaching. So if you are interested and are curious more about this, let me know. You can check out my Patreon. You can watch more YouTubes. And but the words, everybody use these words can kind of come from many places, but you also have to kind of open yourself up to the connection. Is the connection based off true light, or is the connection based off of deception and desire and kind of competition? And yeah, so there are different teachers out there, and you see not everybody, you can see it in their eyes or in their body, or what they do or what they say. Sometimes you don't always notice this when people talk online, because they talk so cleverly, but still they're not necessarily connected. So they need all these drugs, they need all this stuff, they need to hack it, they need to create, and they compete about being the greatest teacher, they teach about having the greatest teaching. But it is in spite of the words, it is the connection. And only when you dare to come in, like signing up to the Patreon, signing up to the sanctuary, that's when you will start to really feel it connect. And before that, you might dream about it, or it might start popping up and be like, I feel touched by something. And then you start to be like, ooh, maybe I'm ready to be touched. To be touched is a little scary. To be touched by light, to be touched by the truth is scary, because it feels like, whoa, You have to make a choice. Do I dare to receive? Do I dare to come in? Do I dare to go deeper? That is the question. Anyway, it is a beautiful day. I'm happy with everybody who's coming in. So many people saying hi or popping in and listening, listening silently, which is also great. And yeah, check this out, whether you see it now or later, and let me know what you think, how your day is, and how you're perceiving this thing. And if you are feeling the call, come into the sanctuary on Patreon. And I hope you have a beautiful Monday or Sunday or whatever day it is for you. See you later, guys.